Diagnosing yourself. I think that's an interesting point. I mean, I don't know why. It's the same thing with the computer. So, in fact, just to make sure, I'm gonna actually start a local recording on this too. So, in case it still doesn't come up, at least you can still have a recording of this. I don't know.
All right, you're live now.
I think I should be live, but I'm not seeing anything.
You are. You are live.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
you're there.
Oh.
So, beautiful stick. Yeah.
I see you,
I just
Michelle.
the hospital.
Okay.
I was at the VA.
Well, maybe you see me, but I don't see you guys. Reason.
No, we're never there.
Well, we don't see you on our Google Meet, Michelle, but I mean, that's fine.
Oh, I mean, I'm on Google Meet. Okay, as long as you can hear you. Okay, I see the stream key. Okay. So let me pull it up here. Yeah. Right now, my internet is getting really, really laggy. Wow.
Ed, get off Disney Plus.
Well, mine's got laggy
Jesus.
as well, so maybe it's just everyone else's. Everyone's got the same sort of thing going on.
I think Ed finally paid Jennifer Aniston her gift cards, and now he's eating up the bandwidth with the video chat, Michelle.
Jennifer Aniston. I strongly doubt she's gonna watch
Ed's talking to her finally. Now he's eating up all the bandwidth.
I strongly doubt she's gonna watch her show.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Maybe Ed can send her the link.
I don't think this will be Jennifer Aniston's content.
You never know.
I think to that Jennifer Aniston, anything is content.
I don't think that's really the real Jennifer Aniston anyway. I think Ed unfortunately has fallen for a scammer more than anything.
No, really, Michelle?
I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, Michelle, and say Ed should send the gift cards.
I just think it's kind of weird, though, that he would fall for that. I don't even know why you'd want to fall for that.
You'd be surprised what some people would fall
Look
for.
at it.
We've all done it. We've all done it. I'm sorry.
The only thing I can think of is maybe he thought.
Joey. And little Joey, too, right? Yeah. I've seen that, Joey.
Oh, it's Johnny What?
Huh? Only get the fuck out of here.
His roommate, Johnny What?
Wills, you have a roommate?
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Okay, so we're all fixed now.
We've all been fooled by Jennifer Aniston lookalike now and again. Come on, everyone's had it done. Come on.
I used to have Jennifer Aniston hair when she was in Friends. I used to have my hair cut like that.
She's an ugly woman.
No, she's not. Oh my God.
I think she's average. She's not like
Jennifer Aniston is one of those women that all women think are beautiful, but I'm telling you right now, I don't think she's beautiful.
Nice. No, she was.
I think she had great hair. I think that was her asset, was her hair.
Ernie nose.
She was gorgeous before she went through a little bit of soul change. Yes, I agree with that, but
she is nowhere as hot as Seasons Clayton. Nowhere.
No, I agree 100%. Seasons is gorgeous.
Yes. Yes. Now the soundboard.
You were seeing Michelle.
So now we start with the soundboard garbage again.
She was.
Right now, I'm trying to get the links out. Shout out to everybody who may have missed part 2 rebroadcast. I don't know why that started, but it seems that OBS had a crash.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Michelle.
I don't know. Just technology sometimes can get in your skin. Because, like, the same thing with Ed's Chromebook. Like, I was told and suggested that I should turn off the ability for the laptop to go to sleep when he's not doing anything. So I did that. And every now and then, the computer will just totally glitch out. Nobody knows why. Nobody can explain why. But occasionally
no one knows.
So anyway, let's go back to the medical thing you were talking about, Leo. You said, given the fact what the doctors are saying, you learn how to self-diagnose yourself. Because
but Michelle, you got to remember, I've went to school I used to work with one of the best doctors I knew. This guy he was teaching me how to read EKGs, and I mean, he was teaching me all this stuff. And
Right.
that's where I learned a lot of my stuff at, not in school, through this doctor. I don't recommend everyone doing it. If you have somebody who is in the medical field, then maybe you can talk with them.
Definitely.
But like my daughter right now, my daughter's been sick for like the last 2 weeks. And I finally took her to the doctor and I said, look, I think she's constipated, but I want to make sure. And it turns out, yeah, that's what it was. But they put her through all this testing just to say, yeah, you're right. The only reason I took her to the doctor was because she was missing so much school. I needed a doctor's note. The schools will not take a parent, say, hey, my kid's sick. They get truancy on you. So I had to go to the doctor to get a note because she's been constipated. It's ridiculous, this medical field. And then they've made like thousands of dollars off of me just because she's constipated.
Exactly. Yeah.
Angela De Agonisto.
Oh, Leo, hopefully you can get some compensation
Tino
back
says,
from that.
Wendy 98 says, good morning, Leo. So Angela says, good morning to you.
I said morning to her.
Okay.
Well, her dad has insurance on her, and I have insurance on her, so nothing comes out of pocket. But there should have been no reason for her to go to all these doctor's appointments, have all this testing done.
Yeah, they shouldn't have. Yeah.
When if they were properly trained, like 20, 30 years ago, they could have just pushed on her stomach and said, hey, yeah, I think you're right. Or let's try this before we put her through all this testing. So she was exposed to radiation that she didn't need, poked with needles that she didn't need to have done.
Jesus! Probably had more done besides that than she didn't need.
It's like
I won't go into the gross
Michelle.
department.
What they'll do, Michelle, they'll put you through X-rays and things like that for no reason, just to make more money. End of the day, for no reason.
Oh
at
yeah,
all.
for the insurance companies, definitely.
It's just ridiculous.
Well, I have a spinal disease. I can't think stenosis, right? There's no way to diagnose that or even look and see if there's deterioration or if there's a problem without an MRI. The insurance wants you to do physical therapy, do x-rays, and then come back 6 months later and then say, okay, now we'll do an MRI. For what?
Now we're doing it.
I already have the problem. Why don't we just skip everything and just do the MRI? It's ridiculous. It's a joke. It's a money-making scheme.
Yeah, it's disgraceful. It really is.
She probably was subjected to a lot of other tests that are pretty gruesome, like a coloscopy. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, she wasn't.
When I poop.
I wouldn't have let them do that.
Hopefully not. That's one thing you don't want to go through.
Toilets when I poop. So, I mean, as far as what you're saying about doctors and the assembly line approach, it's the same thing, like, with my doctor's office. It's like they moved all the pro health physicians into one office. And I guess my medical doctor, which is not that really old, he's probably maybe about 55, 60. Okay, I think he's about 50, but he's retiring. I got a new doctor coming up in June. I don't know anything about this doctor, but the thing is a lot of the doctors, as you know, are retiring because they're just getting out of the medical field because the medical field is becoming too complicated.
Well, you know what started that, Michelle? When Obama issued in Obamacare, he hit all these private practices with this electronic record thing. The cheapest private practice could have went for to get this, installed into their practice was $60,000.
Yeah.
So a lot of these doctors joined up with groups and got out of the private practice, and then the older ones, like the doctor I work for, he just retired.
Yeah.
Obama ushered, and which I'm not going to say that his idea wasn't a great idea, but he really screwed over a lot of things when he brought that in.
And the Affordable Care Act also, You know,
Because
like
what
you
it
said,
does,
besides that,
Michelle,
added a
it
whole
takes
nother
away
layer of headaches for doctors too.
the patient person relationship, and
Right.
you need that because one of my favorite doctors, and he retired not too long ago, and he was one of my best ones. I liked him a lot, and then once he told me he was retiring, I thought, oh my god, my brother's going to collide, you know. But I had to find another one, and I did find others, but they were never the same as him. You know, he was a good one. But you have to have that relationship because it's a personal relationship as well as a professional one. When you're a doctor and a patient, it does sometimes become that way. You know, it really does. You know, they know your family, they know you as a person, and that helps so much more. It doesn't matter if they're male or female, because a lot of people say, "Oh, well, I want to see a male doctor, I want to see a female doctor." To me, it wouldn't worry me if they knew me as a person, they knew me, my family, and stuff like that. That helps, and that's what we're missing. We're missing the establishment between family and the medical profession. You know. We need that
All right.
again.
Well, how many times have you walked into a doctor's office and you tell them the reason you're there at the front desk? Then the nurse comes in, you tell them the reason you're there, and then the doctor comes in, you tell them the reason you're there. Nobody. It's a joke. It's like, why do I have to keep repeating myself? Everything is right there. What you need to know. Why I'm here.
It should be on their notes. It should be on their files. It should be on all systems.
Yeah,
okay,
they're just being lazy.
Right, exactly. They're just basically just doing their jobs, if that makes sense. You know, just by asking those questions, and that'll make them feel better about doing those jobs, if that makes sense as well. You know, and it shouldn't be like that. It should be more personal because it's hard enough to trust a doctor at the best of times. So establishing that trust between yourself and a medical doctor or a nurse it's not that easy, you know.
No.
But when they ask you those questions, what Leo you were just saying just now.
Well, I do personally hope that the new doctor is going to help me find out what is causing my weight to explode. I do want to know, and I don't think it's just my eating habits.
You have to keep at them, Michelle. You have to keep going at them. Don't let them follow you. You have to
Michelle, I'll tell you what's going on. You're getting older. Your metabolism is slowing down. You need to change. You need to look into people your age and what you should be doing to speed that metabolism up. That's what you need to do. It has to do with your age more than anything because your
10
cells
cups
change.
of coffee a day.
Yeah, the doctors aren't going to be able to. They'll throw a pill at you. They'll tell you get more exercise, eat healthy. Dietitian would probably be your best bet. I would just get a referral to a dietitian.
Don't just let them throw tablets, pills. Don't just let them say.
I think you're right about the elder doctor care would be probably better for geriatrics because I'm 54 years old, and this young doctor's like going tisk. Your weight's this, your weight's that. You know, like, doctor, I know about that, but what do we do to fix the problem? I asked him, well, what about that medication that's FDA approved to help with the weight loss? Oh, he said, well, first of all, your insurance doesn't pay for it. He said, second of all, given your health, I don't recommend it because it would, besides it cost you a lot of money for the pills because your insurance doesn't cover for it.
Well, I would say, Michelle, I would say beat the insurers, just live a healthy lifestyle. I mean, eventually, hopefully, things will come good. If it doesn't, then you tell them what you've done to try and change your lifestyle and present them with that. You know, just show them what you've done.
But the thing, though, Andrew, is the last 2 years have been very difficult for me for reasons of the big P is one of the reasons, and the other reason is to get the big knee issue, which in the hip issue.
What's the big P?
Yeah, you know what that starts with. It was caused by the big C.
Stop it.
Yeah, the big C caused the big P, which caused doctors to basically lock down, shut down.
What's the big P?
I don't know.
What's the big P?
Thinking something else.
Puberty.
So
I'm talking about urination.
Talking about the pandemic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh shit, is he still here?
I was so lost.
I mean, but the thing is that between that injury and that, I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't been as active as I used to be when I was like in my 30s and 40s. Hell, I wouldn't be as active as I was in my 30s and 40s anyway, because
Well, when I hit my 40s, Michelle,
I
I
already
will be
pre-existing
so
condition
glad
because
to
of my
be doing
hip,
this thing.
and I originally had arthritis in that same knee. So it's really hard to do much moving. With my kneecap, I had arthritis in that knee. Now I don't have the kneecap. Doesn't do anything anymore, so it doesn't have arthritis anymore. It could be totally calcified. It wouldn't matter because it doesn't.
Right.
It isn't used to support my weight anymore. But the crack in my hip, well, that's real. And I can tell you that it can hurt. I mean, the X-rays found it when I was in the hospital. The MRI and the X-rays found the crack. And it said, unfortunately, it's fused the way it did. It's not totally fused. It's still, got a little bit of a crack. It didn't totally heal flat.
You can still change it, Michelle. It can still be repaired. I know it's going to cost.
Well, I told her what she needs is physical therapy. The issue when someone hurts themselves like Michelle cracked her knee or whatever, you baby that knee and your muscles start to deteriorate. Then the rest of your body has to come in and do the job that the knee isn't doing. So it's throwing her hip off. It's throwing her back off. It's probably throwing her feet off. She needs physical therapy. If she got physical therapy, I guarantee you, Michelle, you would be feeling like 100% better than what you're feeling now.
Yeah, but the problem is we still don't know who pays for that. I mean, I know since they were pre-existing conditions, even before
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Physical therapy is covered by Medicare. You would have a copay, you would. But I'm telling you, it's a good investment.
When I see the new doctor, I'll ask the new doctor about
that. Yeah, I would ask them. And I mean, you're good. It's probably going to be, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle in the beginning, but once you start doing this and you get it done, Michelle, I'm telling you, it's going to do a lot of good for you. Your body is all out of whack.
Oh, I know it's out of whack. I got a loose tooth in my mouth, which I don't even know why.
Well, I don't know how that's connected
what Lee
to
was
me,
saying
but...
just now, what Lee was just saying just now, the thing is, it will also give you another avenue to do other things, if that makes sense. And honestly, it all comes together in one way, because you're doing other things. You're helping yourself. You're helping each other. I hate to say Ed. Obviously, I don't like Ed at all. But I mean, like other people within your life. Listen, I'm no angel, Michelle, and everyone knows that. But don't be too hard on yourself. Just do things for yourself, and make sure you're okay.
Yeah, I do the best I can. I do try to stay active. It kind of sucks when you're 54 years old and your body seems to be saying this.
It's not old. That's not old. That's not old.
Well, no, not by now. But if you go back, say, to 1700s, it'd be considered pretty old.
Yeah, that's different. That's different.
But either way,
I'm telling you, my mom, when she was in her 50s, she looked and it was as physically fit as somebody who was in their 20s and 30s. It's all a matter of the mind. If you sit around and you stop using your every day these muscles that you need to survive, a lot of people who get behind the computer, they lose this. Then it starts messing with your circulation. Your muscles get weak. Your bones will get brittle because you're not getting the exercise you need.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm 39 in August, Michelle. I mean, I feel old now, and that's ridiculous. And I know that's ridiculous. It's stupid.
Right. Well, I mean, when everybody's had the flu, right? And you've laid in bed, for a week or so, and you're so exhausted. And then when you start getting up, moving around, it's an effort, because you got to build that whatever muscle deterioration, everything you lost. everybody goes through it, but it has to be done. Otherwise, your body will start shutting down. If you don't use it, you lose it. It's
Right.
just the fact of nature.
And what Leo's saying just now is totally true, because I've seen people in their late 20s, early 30s looking like people who would be mistakenly identified for somebody in their 60s, and I'm serious.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've seen that too. And I do stay active as much as I can. For example, I walk almost everywhere. I do walk to the hair salon. I do walk to Cumberland Farms. I don't have a car, so I have to use my legs no matter what. Even if I have to use my walker, I'm still walking.
Yeah, but the point is, Michelle, is that you have an injury that has affected things on your body now, and that's why I said physical therapy will help you. And then you may not you won't even need your walker anymore. They could repair you to help you strengthening the muscles that you have lost.
Exactly.
And then they will put you on a plan to do these things every day, because you sit behind a computer a lot. There's nothing wrong with that, but you need to, remember that you have to get the exercise that you need to keep everything fluid and built up.
Right.
There's a lot of people that have desk jobs and stuff, but that's why they go to the gym every day, or
Well, I know that it affects Ed too. So Ed is suffering the same way I am. Joint problems.
And Ed's brain is deteriorated.
Ed is
I don't think there's anything that can help him.
He's horrible, Michelle. My goodness. He's horrible.
His brain is watered down like his beer, Michelle.
Yeah. Now, speaking of fat, you talking about hard fat earlier and soft fat.
Oh, I can hardly call
What's the difference between hard fat and soft fat besides density?
I had a lot of hard fat
and soft fat,
but now I'm getting extremely fat, and this is all soft fat right now. So I don't know if you can see it. Very soft.
I've seen that video that Craig put out on you noodles. Oh no, you did it.
What?
Where you put your belly up on the counter.
Yeah.
I was dying.
Yeah. Red, I see you. He just took a shot of John's moonshine. Hi. I see you. Well, anyway, the point is I find it just really interesting. How are we still on? Yeah, we're still streaming.
Yeah.
Okay, I just went quiet for a second.
Well, we were waiting for you to talk.
Yeah, so I'm trying to stay active. Now that the warmer weather's coming up, it's gonna be a little easier to get out more. But where I live, there's not like a lot of extracurricular activities to do outside the house, because most everything is done like by mail order and by deliveries.
Yeah.
So my biggest exercise is bringing packages up from downstairs.
I'm bursting for a pee. Oh, better. A second.
Yeah.
I had to speak it there, Leo. Sorry.
It's all right.
Dad bods are in ladies? What does that mean?
You know what a dad bod is? They have like a little pot belly and you know.
Okay, yeah, the bay window.
I prefer a man with a normal body than all those muscles. I don't like all those muscles. A little bit of muscle is okay, but when a guy like overdoes it, it's a turn off for me. They're too into their body.
Yeah.
You do it to stay healthy. A lot of these people have when they do that, they have egos. And they think they're God's gift. It's a turn off for me.
Well, now we're talking a little bit about perception of what is beautiful. I mean, you remember back in the Victorian era, women liked fat guys because they.
Well, you know why?
Yeah, I know why. Because the fat guys could more than likely had the money to get fat, so.
Yeah.
that means that they probably thought, oh, he can take care of me.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And they'll probably die early, and you don't have to live with them for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Oh, now of course in the 80s, 70s, 80s, you start seeing the 6-pack ab scene, which is a little bit different. Now we're saying, oh, the guy's healthy. Yeah, but then now we pick on the poor guy who happens to have a beer belly and sits around playing World of Warcraft or whatever, because they're saying, no, he's ugly, he's fat, but you still like fat guys because the times change,
Yeah.
Yeah, they changed.
I don't care what a man looks like. Yeah, it's their personality for me. It's always been
the
that
same
way
with
for
me. I like the personality. If me and the guy can gel and talk to each other, then I'll talk, then I'm more likely consider them as a candidate. It don't matter how nice he looks, but if he acts like a flaming asswipe, I'm not gonna be interested in that.
I don't know, Michelle. I think you are attracted to those assholes.
I
think you got a little bit of attraction to an asshole.
Back from doing a pee. Thank you, Leo.
The good girl, bad guy mentality kind of thinking, maybe.
No, Leo, I totally get where you're coming from, by the way, on this.
What do you mean? Oh, what did I say? What do you get?
Asshole.
Yeah, attracted to
Asshole.
assholes. That's been one of my biggest failures in life. I've said that to you.
You're attracted to assholes too, Andrew, is what you're saying?
Absolutely.
What are you saying, Andrew?
That's the problem.
Oh.
Well, one of them.
Asshole.
Yeah, there you go. I'm attracted straight away.
So are you coming on to me, Andrew? What's going on right now?
No. You come into a different category, but you're a little box of your own.
Fair enough.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna start going all gung ho on you. Don't worry.
No. I was worried about you maybe going a little cum hole on me.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that.
Cum hole on me, Andrew. To be honest, I didn't know where you were going with this, man. I just didn't know where you were going with this. That's all.
I think I'm pretty safe. Thank God.
Fair enough.
But what point was I totally understand what Lee was saying.
But what part though? About the personality? Like looks don't matter too much, or?
Looks don't matter to me at all.
Okay. Yeah.
They do to an extent, but not in. No, they don't matter that much to me, but the personality does. But they hide it a lot. The tons of people I've tried this with,
They hide it. What do you mean they hide what?
Yeah, they hide it. They hide it. It's because.
What do you think? What do you think about fat doctors? Because there's fat doctors out there.
There are the fat cardiologists. I love them. You need to lose weight.
Finally, Dave has saved the day. That's all I'm gonna say.
Pretty hypocritical, yeah. It's like having a dentist with fucked up teeth. It just, doesn't make sense. Really.
Dude,
it is kind of odd.
My dentist had the worst breath ever, dude. The worst breath.
Right.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck?
By the way, Red, who is that picture of that lady you're showing there? Who is she? She's kind of cute looking.
No, Leo, I'm gonna just say it. No, it's just people that are genuine, and it's very hard to find that. It's very, very hard to find that.
No, yeah, and I understand completely. I do, Andrew. And especially if you're talking about like online, everybody online is not their genuine self. They put forth, the person they want you to see.
Exactly.
So I mean, unless you have some type of outside relationship from them from being online, you don't know who you're dealing with. You don't know. You can meet the nicest guy, and this guy could be a murderer. The Craigslist killer. All these different things have showed us from time and time again.
Right.
How many pedophiles have been exposed. You don't know who you're dealing with.
You could see that. I knew.
Red Farmer, why don't you describe to me
Leo,
message
right.
who is that woman that you're showing a picture of on the screen on your thumbnails?
I'll tell you about it later on. I'll message you.
Okay. Yeah, and honest to God, I think this is one of the reasons why I get so much hate from people, because I am a pretty honest person and I can be pretty blunt about things, and
Yes.
people don't like to hear that. They like the sugar
Well,
coating. They like, they like
what
the
pissed
fake
me off
friendships
when
and, oh, I love
I was
you.
getting
You're the
messages
best
from
thing in the
people.
world. If I don't like you, I don't like you.
Yeah,
I stay
yeah.
away from you.
I know.
I don't do that fake shit.
Well, you talk about personas.
I wish I did do the fake shit. I did do the fake shit because I was trying to get involved with people. Of course, it's stupid.
Well, no, everybody does it. And I'm not going to say, like, when I came on this platform that I didn't do it. I don't do it now because I'm to that point in my life that, I don't want to be around people like that. I want,
It really hurt me because
I'll be friendly with people. I'll be, surface friendly with people.
well,
But I don't
people are
trust
making up
anybody
rumors
anymore
stuff
on
like
here.
I was drinking and taking benzos and stuff like that. And Red, you know who you are. I love you. You're a great guy, but still you talk shit. But it was completely untrue. But that was not the case. That was never the case. And stuff like that. It really affects me, and people, we like to think.
Andrew, why would you let that affect you? I mean, I understand it does. I'm not arguing with you, but like, what is it that? Because people say shit about me all the time. I don't let it bother me.
It affects me
me
because it's not true. It's not true at all.
Yeah, I know that, but you know that. Everybody else knows that.
Andrew, I want to give you a little piece of advice. If things that people who you don't know online affect you, that means you need to remove yourself from being online. Because these people don't know you.
I like people on this platform, so it's hard to sort of just get away from it, Because I like to.
Oh, I know, and it's an easy form of communication.
All right, where see you?
So it's not that easy. It really
I read about. So who's that woman, Red, that you're using that picture of?
Michelle's over there getting all horny and stuff over the picture. But no, Andrew, it took me years to understand.
Yes,
I used to think people on here were my friends, because I didn't have a social life. I had just had my back surgeries, and I was bedbound a lot of the time. I was married, and I got online. It was a social, and I developed what I thought were good friendships. But these people don't know you, and everybody turns on everybody because they don't know your heart. They don't understand the person you are. So, and if you say something that they don't like, it's bam. They flip on you like a switch. Don't invest in people online. Don't do it. Are you take everything with a grain of salt.
Oh God!
But seriously, you have really popped a boner this time.
You really knew it.
Red doesn't know what I was talking about when I said about the picture he's showing. I just asked, who was she? Who is this woman that you're showing this picture of?
And she always has been nice. So Michelle, I'm just doing
it might be Seasons Clayton, but she's really hot.
I love Seasons, and I know Seasons is a bit of a troll, but I know Seasons a little bit outside of YouTube, and I've had conversations with her, not as much as I would like to, and I like her. I think she's a good person. I like that she can take a joke. I love that you and her are back together, Noodles, because I think you guys make a great couple. There are people on here that are good people. I'm not saying that anybody on here is bad, but you don't know who a person is unless you meet them on the outside.
Right, that's why I wanted to do the meetup. So we can get meet and greet.
From the so-called crying video of what I did on MicheleMarieDalene's chats and stuff like that. I did that because I really thought he was gone. I thought that was it.
Who was?
Who?
I can't tell you that.
Andrew, when you came here, you were speaking perfectly fine.
I still am.
He sounds like he's getting a bit choked up. Take a deep breath, Andrew. You're all right.
Andrew, let me tell you something. I told you this before, Andrew. You let these people right? Fucking run your life when you're even off this shit, right? You got a big problem, Andrew. It's not that hard, Andrew. Don't listen to these people. Don't listen to these people.
I'm not listening.
Yeah, and if there's people that are saying shit about you, block them. You don't have to. You don't have to see what they have to say.
I never expect to come into this crap.
Well, let me ask.
It's a different world. It's a completely different world on here.
Andrew, everyone here, right? Everybody here is fucking with everybody else. You don't know that?
Yep.
You're trolling me. You're trolling me big time.
No, I'm not.
Andrew,
no.
Listen, if I met you in real life, right? What do you think would happen? You think I would troll you?
No.
Okay, but if I was to do this, you met me on here, do you think there's a possibility I would troll you?
Yes.
Okay, so Andrew, come on.
I've had a blast from the past last night, okay? It happened. It put me into a tailspin. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, fine. But it really is. It really is. Changed me.
What?
It made me think.
What did you have last night, Andrew? Did you say you had a blast from the past?
Yes, it is.
What does that mean? What is a blast from the past? Like someone old coming into your life? Something? Someone? What is a blast? What does that mean? I'm just trying to understand what you're saying.
Someone at some point.
Okay, someone. And what happened with that? Did it not go well?
I haven't acted it yet.
Andrew,
hello?
If you got a problem, Andrew, you shouldn't be up here.
I do have a problem, for God's sake.
No, I'm trying to understand what Andrew's saying. Andrew, you had a blast from the past yesterday, but what went wrong with the blast from the past? Is what went wrong?
Nothing went wrong. It was a shock. Okay.
It was a shock. Okay. So you're just taken back right now out of maybe happiness or out of the shock?
Both. 100% both.
You have to be more descriptive to let us understand.
No, I won't be. I don't think so.
So
did you meet somebody in real life? Is that what you mean, blast from past?
Then don't talk about it. Then don't talk about it.
Oh.
This is the
so right now you're happy.
No, not quite.
No, I'm trying to understand what you're upset about. So you got the blast from the past. You met up with them.
If I was to put this person up on stream, you'd say he's some sort of bitch maniac and stuff like that. I know what you guys are like. I'm not having this. I'm not gonna go down that.
Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it.
I don't want to fucking talk about it.
Andrew, you can always talk to me about anything, and you can talk to me personally about it. But if you met somebody from in your past that came back into your back into your life, and it's giving you mixed feelings, then the only thing you can do is just take it slow. If you have feelings for this person, take things slow. Take it like it's a new person. Don't judge them off of your past.
I don't, Leo. That's the thing. I don't. I really don't.
Is this a troll?
I don't think it's so fucking stupid.
No, I'm asking you a serious question because I'm telling you right now. If you're fucking bringing this up and you don't want to tell us about it, don't fucking talk about it, Andrew.
Shut the hell up.
Don't talk about it.
No.
Yeah, well, Noodles is right. If you don't want this out there, Andrew, you probably shouldn't bring it up in the public because people will troll you with it.
If it's something you want to keep private, don't bring it up here.
If you don't want us to hear about it.
No.
Okay, fine.
I fucking hate this. That's fucking cheap. Andrew, I'm telling you, man. Don't tell me a fucking story. And then I'm asking you, I'm trying to relate to you. I have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
Is it honestly I tell you anything?
Don't tell me anything. I don't want to hear it. Don't tell any of these people shit.
In the first place. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up, asshole! Alright, guys, let's keep this thing in a level keel here for a minute. Okay, Andrew, if you want to talk about that issue in private,
let's shelf your thing, Andrew.
you can talk to me, you can talk to Leo. You know, we don't have to bring it up here.
Hey, it's my turn. Hey, it's my turn to talk now. Okay? F you, blazing Leo.
But yeah, and Noodles is right. And I understand his frustration because Noodles, when Noodles is out of character and he's in his real person, you know, his David, and a lot of people fail to see that. He is a caring guy. And when he's trying to, you know, say, kind of figure out what's going on and like wants to maybe offer his advice, and then you shut him down. I was like, I don't trust any of you. It's kind of, it kind of is upsetting in a bit. If you don't want it talked about, don't bring it up on a panel.
Frustrating. Frustrating.
I'm 54, not 55.
Andrew, if this was real life, Andrew, I'd walk the fuck away from you. If you pulled that shit with me in real life, all right, I'd walk the fuck away from you.
It's true life, though. I'm trying to tell you.
Then Andrew, if you want to bring something, you want me to bring something up that happened to me that was terrible, and I have to tell you, I have to explain it to you in detail.
Fast, and don't bug me about it.
Andrew, listen.
Oh boy.
Come on. What you gonna say?
I'm just trying to say to you, it's cheap to bring something up like that, and then when someone asks you what is wrong, because I have no fucking idea, right? And you got a grown man up here, and Berg's pulls this shit with me too. Berg's fucking pulls this shit with me too. When I don't know what's going on, and then you're crying, and then you don't want to tell me, I cannot have a fucking conversation with you. I don't know where you are. I don't know if you have a gun to your fucking head. I don't know anything.
That's not the point. That's not the point. That's not the point.
Yeah, it is. You're fucking telling someone, another human being, that something's wrong, and then they ask you what's wrong. You're like, I can't talk about it. Then shut the fuck up about it.
All right, stop.
I've done that, believe it or not.
All right, let me ask you a question. Leo can answer this, because I don't think anyone else. Oh, Krista could if she's here, but she's not here. I wanted to ask, we talk about personas. How transparent am I in my personal versus my public life?
Can I turn you on, Leo, or not?
I honestly think, Michelle, when behind the scenes, the only difference I see behind the scenes and when you're on, you know, when you're streaming, is that you have more of a backbone in your real life. You do not have it as much on as streaming. That's the only difference I see. Other than that, you're pretty much the same on and off.
All right. Well, what do you think, Krista? Same question for Krista. She's in the chat right now. How different am I off camera versus on camera? Because we were talking earlier about personas, the public persona versus the private personas on YouTube.
Andrew, it's a fucking show, Andrew.
Oh,
it's a show.
Come on, I know that. And as do you.
It's a show where people are listening to other people talk, whatever. All right. If you're trolling, that's one thing. At least write in the chat that you're trolling, because you get me nervous, dude. You get me really fucking nervous.
Well, that's your problem, not mine.
No. All right, fine. You know what? It is my problem. Fuck you. Goodbye.
Much, does it?
That's a weird comment.
Right. Did he leave?
The one that Angela said.
You got so scared.
Oh my goodness, Andrew, have you had what time is it over there? Have you had a little bit of the vodka or?
No, I haven't been there.
It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's just about 5 o'clock now.
And there's nothing wrong with it. You know, I imbibe. I have drinks every once in a while. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you've had a little too much, maybe that, you know, could be the issue here.
I really
I
would
think
like
the
to
issue
talk
here
to
is
Andrew
to
more in
is to
private.
like,
I do talk to him a little bit on Twitch or Twitter,
well, I think
but
that
I
might be the
don't really
problem,
get a
Michelle.
lot into him. Just talking with him because I mean, it would be kind of interesting if we had a phone call. But the problem is it's kind of hard to have a phone call across the pond because it costs money.
We're doing it
Well, you
right
can
now.
always do a G meet with them.
You're doing it right now for free,
Yeah.
Michelle.
Okay.
Yeah, you're making a call for free across seas right now, Michelle, for free. So
Right, I know. But it's also being shared across the internet all over the universe.
Are there really,
still.
Brian?
I mean, well, you don't have to. You can talk off stream on Google Meets, Michelle. It does work when you're not streaming as well.
Oh God, you have to
There
get
are
me hooked
Russian
on
warships in front of the White House. What the hell does that mean?
I don't know.
Johnny, yes, he is on both. But I still think he's a good person, no matter what.
Yeah.
I get big nipples.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
It's not the time for that, Michelle.
I wasn't me that said
Michelle
that.
can reach her nipples and lick them herself.
God, we'd all be in a bloody heaven if we could do that.
Oh, okay, he was lying. You're freaking me out, Brian. Don't do that.
So was it drinking pee lately?
What?
I don't know.
What'd you say, Andrew?
Did you repeat that,
No.
Andrew?
All these silly clips of Michelle saying that she would
What's
touch
that?
nipples and stuff like that.
What's that?
That show just took a hard left.
I'll wait. I'm used to doing that.
What's that?
Oh my goodness.
What's that?
Brian K, no, I would not.
Would not what?
Well, Brian K asked me if I would do designer drugs.
Oh, would you?
What's considered a designer drug? Is that like Coke?
No, it's not a design.
No, it's a cocktail that is made for you.
Michelle,
I've never done drugs.
I want you to ask Andrew, this fucking Anglo faggot, to fucking show his wrists right now.
Fucker.
Show your fucking wrists right now, you scumbag.
Why should I?
Proof
that's
does
kind
I'm
of
not
cruel.
suicidal. I
No,
want to see who I'm talking to, Andrew.
Ridiculous, you know it.
Noodles, that is not even acceptable.
He said rest, Michelle, not
Michelle,
dick.
you're making a big mistake talking to this guy, Michelle, and giving this guy any advice. This guy can fucking off himself in 2 minutes.
Explain why.
You're obviously fucking drunk. You got a drug problem. You're heavily involved in homosexuality. Dude, whatever you got going on isn't our problem. Don't make it our problem.
I'm not making your problem. You're making
Yes, you are. You're going to make it her
Guys,
problem when you kill yourself, Andrew. And she's going to fucking be like, oh my God, how come I didn't know? Or why didn't I do something?
So what's fucking about your cage?
Andrew, show your wrists.
Noodles.
Fuck off, you. Shut the fuck up, you idiot.
Leo,
Why
I'm
should I
going
shut
to have
up?
to close
Make
that
me-
panel
I
for a
just
bit
told you.
because this is getting a little bit too much. I'm going to give the whole panel a timeout.
Show your
So-
wrist, Andrew. Look, Andrew, look at mine. Look, no cuts.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm going to
because
close that
I'll
panel. You
tell
guys
you-
can talk amongst yourselves, hash it out
No
amongst
cuts, no
yourselves.
scars.
All right, I'm not going to sit there and listen to this kind of stuff. That's not what I want. No, really.
I took drugs on Tuesday.
They can talk amongst
I took
themselves
drugs
about
on
it.
Tuesday.
But I mean,
I took drugs on Tuesday.
I don't know. I couldn't understand Andrew after a little bit. He sounded like he was starting to get choked up, and
Yeah. Once a certain time over there, I think it, you know, it's once it hits, I think 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's probably when it usually just goes downhill.
Yeah, it's 11:55 now.
All right.
I think it's about 5 o'clock there.
So why don't we try to at least kind of stabilize the show a little bit? First of all, I don't know why OBS went down. I have no clue.
It just happens sometimes, Michelle. It just crashes. It just does it sometimes. It happens to me as well. You know, it's like a once in a blue moon thing, Michelle.
I know that they've been working on a lot of updates in the game, on the software, so...
Yeah, you should check. You should go to the tools section, I believe. It's under tools or help, and then just check for update, and maybe you need an update or something, you know. But yeah, it just happens every once in a while, Michelle. It's a once in a blue moon thing.
It just happens every... Well, anyway, the important thing is that...
Michelle, can we check on that panel for a second?
He does need help. Guys, I'm not going to say he doesn't, because he does. Okay? Absolutely, he needs help. But like I said, I mean, he's not the only one that could use help around here. I mean, I got problems with my own body too, which is physical problems, but still, I do.
Michelle, are they still on that panel over there fighting?
Can we check in on them?
I'm going to rejoin and check right now, but I don't know if they're still talking or not.
Yeah. Can we check in on them really fast, Michelle?
All right, let's go.
One of them might have jumped off.
Getting ready. Internet's slow today. Oh, I don't think there's anyone here right now. No, maybe they are.
They jumped off of it.
To the left, yeah. Someone raised quick.
All right, so right now.
Don't make it our problem.
Why do you fuck off?
Okay, fine. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's true. Prove them wrong, Andrew. Show your wrists.
Show my wrists?
Yeah, there's
prove them wrong.
on the panel. There's me.
What's got to do with anything? That's ridiculous.
You don't want to show your wrist. That's kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, you do that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I show my wrist. Why wouldn't I show my wrist?
My fucking problem, is it?
Well, why wouldn't I show my wrist? Tell me why I wouldn't show my wrist.
You asked the fucking question, prick.
Yeah, I said, why wouldn't you show your wrist?
Why show anything to you, you fucking idiot?
I'm an idiot.
I think most people know that.
All right. Listen, again, like I said, we're not doctors here. We're not fucking doctors.
And?
Well, if you want to go cry about something, go cry to a doctor. Call up one of your close friends and cry to them. Don't cry to us.
David.
Don't cry to us and then expect us to fucking be like, oh my God, Andrew. You don't want to talk about it, then shut the fuck up.
Why did you say? I've never said that to you, have I?
Andrew, if you ask me a question, right? If I started crying on panel and said what's wrong, I would tell you what's wrong. You don't do that. You don't do that. You're very deceptive. You're very fucking deceptive. You're a depressed person.
In what way?
You won't show your wrist. And you won't tell us why you're crying. It's 4 in the afternoon over there and you're fucking crying like a fucking baby. Why?
All right,
that's not normal.
Back off for a little bit.
Come
on.
Good content, Michelle. It's good content.
Let him talk. He needs to vent something for some reason.
Andrew, I know what you're doing. You're trying to get these people involved in your suicide. We're not going to fucking do it. Go kill yourself somewhere else. Get the fuck off here and go jump off the bridge. Leave us the fuck alone.
If you believe that, you really...
Yeah, I do believe it. I do believe it. You're a dangerous fucking person, dude. You're a dangerous fucking person.
And... Oh, God, you've given me such a big head, you know. And I don't reason in one way.
How is he a dangerous person? If anything, he's a danger to himself, not necessarily to others.
Oh, Michelle, he's talking
again, Michelle, you're not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. This guy's freaking me the fuck out.
Well, you shouldn't come here in the first place. You're the one.
I came here first. You jumped on panel as soon as I got here. You fucking faggot.
Again.
You jumped on here as soon as I got here.
Really?
Leave me the fuck alone, dude. I'm not fucking gay. And leave Craig alone too.
Well, I tell you what. You're the one that's caused all the problem in the first place, and I'm saying it with straight
Andrew,
personality.
you came up there to trash this guy because you knew he was fucking up, dude. You did that on purpose.
Says
Don't pretend like you're a fucking innocent person.
Oh, I can.
I know you can pretend. I know you can pretend. You've been pretending for a very long time.
But not when it comes to a fucking shitbag like you.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, and?
Andrew, ask me a question. Ask me a question, and I'll answer it for you.
How dare you even ask me to show myself on camera? Who the hell
How dare I? How dare? Okay, I'll dare it again. Show your fucking wrist on camera, scumbag.
I don't show anything to you. Everyone's seen everything of me.
Andrew, okay? I'm not fucking with you. I told you and Charlotte, you guys come up here as these suicidal fucking losers, all right? Go be a suicidal loser in your real life. Go jump off a bridge. I don't care. You're not going to get attention from me. You're not going to get attention from Michelle. You're not going to get attention from anyone.
Did I ever say that?
Noodles, knock it off.
I think you'll find I never have.
All right, you guys can talk amongst yourselves.
I don't know that.
Again.
I don't know that.
I don't need
Go in your
this.
corner and shut the hell up.
I don't need this.
How dare you tell me what to do?
Oh, I can easily dare, darling.
How dare you?
I don't need this. I'll tell you why. And first of all, the minute you said the word slit, you said wrists, you said suicide, this video is going to have to be marked hidden now because of that reason. Because we can't talk about that stuff on YouTube.
Why can't you, Michelle?
Well, Michelle,
because they'll give you a strike if you do.
Video for this fucking guy. This guy's coming up here is fucking... Michelle, listen, you're in big trouble with this guy, I'm telling you.
Oh, you should be
Michelle, your video's still up. You're fine.
Yeah, be
they would have
careful.
stricken you already. You're good, Michelle. You're fine.
Yeah,
leave the video up.
Of course she is. They're not listening to
this,
an idiot like that. Someone with a bastard disorder. Go on.
What are you talking about?
You heard what I said.
Michelle, don't entertain this guy, I'm telling you.
Well, it's too late. She has. What are you going to do about it?
I'm not going to do anything. I'm gonna tell her that this is the wrong fucking thing. That's what I'm gonna do. That's all I can do. Andrew, I can't come over there and bring you to a hospital.
Well, I would love it if you could, because I need.
Yeah, I know, Andrew. I can't do that. You're coming to us with this fucking bullshit, right? We're not doctors, dude. We don't even fucking know you.
You're getting very panicky sounding, David. Come on, speed it up. Come on.
Andrew, I can't help you. You're coming here for help. No one's going to help you. None of us can help you.
Oh, David, go and fuck off there.
Michelle, you better tell this guy right now that you can't help him, that you're not a doctor. And I would say that publicly right now.
This is so much
Michelle, I'm telling you, really say that right now, that you're not a doctor and you cannot help him. When this guy fucking does something, Michelle, you're gonna wish that you would talk to this guy.
I think that you don't have a say in the matter. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, almost everybody disowned me. Everybody disowned me.
The card I pulled up was number 38, which is the triple goddess.
Thank you.
Okay, and I wanted to read that. That's the card I pulled out.
All right, quick oracle reading.
And maybe in some ways the triple goddess card does make sense. What we're talking about right now. So I'm going to pull up the reading on the number 38 is the card number.
To behave
Priestess of the Triple Moon. All right, here's what it says. You are ageless and timeless, a spirit in human form. You are the crescent full and waxing moon. Mother, maiden, and crone energy unlock the mysterious mysteries and fuel manifestations. You are in perpetual motion, and yet you are a constant force of divine energy. Be open to learning from the three aspects of this. Priestess, Mother, Maiden, and Crone as you expand and evolve. You are protected, living a human experience on Earth, separate from the ethers in many ways, yet perpetually connected. Your essence is divine and sacred, a unique and powerful independent force. At the same time, you are part of it all. Your stories are ancient and eternal, past, present, and future. Be encouraged to take in the truth of the whole of who you are. Strive to embody the virtues, gifts, wisdom, and powers that reside within you.
I can deal with people
This
that
is your
are heart
sacred
No one's talking to
contract
you. She's trying to fucking read something.
experience
And
life
you're
in a way
Well, why do
that
you think your own
causes
fucking
you to
advice stand? You're such
evolve
a
from
fucking
your
big one.
best.
Okay, wait.
into your-
Andrew, please stop for a second until Michelle's done.
Okay.
Please.
Let me read that again, just so you understand what I said. This is your sacred contract to experience life in a way that causes you to evolve into your true self, best self. Allow each experience to move you through all stages of the triple moon, waxing and waning, flowing with each stage. Focus on gratitude. You are not alone. Very interesting card to come out. I actually think it kind of relates to what we're talking about in a way.
I'm laughing so much because
Please stop. Please
Brian K, it was
stop.
nothing to do with that. It was all a big laugh as usual. Everyone thought it was funny.
For the love of Pete.
No, I'm definitely not.
You know, I'm coming out publicly saying that I don't know this man who says he's Andrew. I don't know anything about him. I'm not a doctor. I cannot help him. He's on a channel, a comedy channel, news channel, whatever you want to call it, begging for help. I cannot help this guy.
This is kind of more of a general
none of us
interest
can.
channel, actually.
I'm saying that publicly. If anything ever happens to this guy.
Okay, let's clear this up right now. Andrew, are you looking for help from any of us?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, that gets everyone free. Andrew, do you need help?
No.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
No.
Some others do, though.
Okay, well then it's over and done with.
Well, thank you. Just leave it at that.
Brian K, all I can tell you is what I know is Andrew suffering from some issues which I am not at liberty to discuss here. He has mentioned them.
Wait a second.
You shouldn't have brought them up, Michelle.
You're not a doctor. Don't say that, Michelle.
Who told me?
And don't believe everything this guy tells you.
Oh, come on, Rose. Give it a fucking...
Michelle, you don't know this guy, Michelle. This guy's coming up here with all these sob stories, and he says, "Oh, I don't want to talk about it." That's fucking that's weird.
It's not weird at all. It's just honesty.
You're not being honest.
I think
you're being deceitful, deceptive.
I think Andrew's trying to put on a persona of being a little tougher than he is.
Depressed and miserable. That's how he's coming across.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Andrew. You come on here, and then you're fucking, you're nice, happy, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh.
I was nice.
And your S's get drawn out, and friggin', it's like night and day with you.
Well, you must be very attentive because
I am.
Said that.
I am.
Which is very strange.
It's very strange that I pay attention to people?
Yes.
In conversation? Or what are you crazy?
In general.
In general, that I pay attention to people in conversation. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, but you're
telling me that when someone talks to you, you don't listen to them. You don't pay attention to them.
I do, but I don't take it too seriously. That's what I'm saying.
Andrew, it would be one thing if you were like, "Oh, fuck you, fuck this guy, fuck that guy." You're talking about crying. You were crying like a fucking like someone in distress.
We know all this. But you're making it sound like it's something earth-shaking.
Congratulations, Andrew. I mean, Brian, for your efforts at becoming a medical professional.
All right, Andrew, can I ask you a question without getting too specific with you? Are you going through something in your personal life right now?
Absolutely, 100%, Leo. 100%.
Okay. I think what's happening is that you're bringing it, if you don't want to talk about it, which is fine, but I think it's carrying over into it comes to Michelle's stream and you give a little hints about it, and then people that have a heart, and they are generally concerned, and then you shut them down. It's almost like a troll. If it's not a troll, then if you don't want to talk about it, don't bring it up on here. You know.
Yes.
Well, yeah, we can always talk to Andrew in private about this. In fact, I would like to talk to Andrew about this privately. If Andrew would like to talk to us in private when we're not streaming, I would be willing to do that. Just me, you, and him. If he wants to talk about it in private, instead of being a public show.
No.
Dr. Michelle.
In a way, he's crying out for help, but he doesn't know how much help he really wants to get from the public community.
Yeah,
Michelle, don't
but
say that.
the problem with that, Michelle,
you are
the
not
problem
a doctor,
with that,
Michelle.
yeah, there's nothing that me or you can do. I mean, yeah, he could tell us his problem, and we can sympathize with him, and we can tell him to get help. But there's nothing that we can do, Michelle. Yeah.
Absolutely, he can't do much.
I mean, at the end of the day, you don't even know if he's lying to you.
Oh God, I don't think so. What's the point in lying about anything? There's no point in
people do it all the time, Andrew. They do it to get money. They do it to get pussy. They do it to get fucking affection from people, sympathy.
Yeah,
maybe you're one of those. I don't know. I don't know anything about you, dude.
Well,
but it happens every day.
You don't intend to act like you do.
What do I do?
Like you were saying earlier on about well, Andrew does this, and no, he doesn't do that. That's not true. That's never been a fact.
Okay, but Andrew, you have to see it from Noodle's side too.
Yes,
He only is judging you by what he is being shown and what he hears. So, I mean, if he's telling you this is what I see, this is what I hear, that's his perception of you. And if you don't clarify things with him, he can't change his opinion of you. Because you're only giving out so much information, then people have to draw their own conclusions.
You should never have to give out every single thing.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. You shouldn't. If you don't want to talk about something, if you don't want people to know anything about you, that's what Noodles is coming and trying to say to you. Don't bring it up. Because if the minute you bring it up, people are going to be curious, and it's going to look kind of fishy.
I'm going to tell you something right now, Andrew. I took my whole lunch to talk to you about. Remember when you said, "Oh, you were displeased with me somehow"? You were displeased with me somehow 2 weeks ago. I took my whole fucking lunch. I was at work. I took my whole lunch to fucking talk to you about it, right? And then I asked you what's wrong, right? And you're like, "Oh, I don't want to talk about it."
I never talked.
Don't bring it up. Don't fucking bring it up.
Do you shout me, you fucking?
Why should I leave? This isn't a crybaby show. Go to the crybaby community. Go to the suicide prevention community.
Well, why
go to the drinking community. If you went to the drinking community or the drug addict community, they fucking put you out too.
Very homeful.
I'll tell you what. For my audience, to prevent them from basically.
Would you ever? Come to me.
They love it, Michelle. They love it.
I haven't
let it keep going. They love it, Michelle.
I have not ever said that.
How many people we got watching?
I've never ever said that in my life. Never said that.
Andrew, if you're gonna make statements like that, if you're gonna make statements like that, tell me why I shouldn't. Tell me why I shouldn't. That's not how you argue. That's not how you have a conversation.
I never made a statement like that, so I'm trying to tell you.
Were you that drunk that you forgot that you fucking...
No, I never said... Oh, for goodness sake.
All right, guys, listen. The audience is starting to get a little restless. I would like to continue this discussion after the show is over, because it's going to time to wrap it up.
I think your audience is going to start rioting if you end it now, Michelle.
Right. They've already gone this far.
Okay, Michelle, look at it this way. Anytime Andrew doesn't want to talk about it, he can jump off the panel.
Yeah.
And Andrew, as much as if people like him or dislike him, he's part of your show. He's part of this community. So people are curious
I'm so
on what's going on.
concerned because one time YouTube tried to close my show down because they thought I mentioned suicide.
Okay, so Michelle, what you do there is you say, Noodles, is there another way you can address that without saying suicide? You don't have to not talk about the subject. You can just say, hey, I don't want my channel to get struck. Can we say, another word for that or something? There's ways around this, Michelle. And he hasn't mentioned it
I've
since
never
you
in my
said something
entire
about
life
it.
said
So.
that about this.
You're
I've
fine,
never,
Michelle.
ever
They would have
mentioned-
shut you down already. You said the word suicide about 30 times already, Michelle. You're fine. You're
You
still
allude to
alive.
it, Andrew. You allude to it all the time.
Conversation.
You're no good. You're no good. You're just
Yeah,
as bad
so
as
we'll have
Charlotte.
to mark
Telling
part
you.
2 is
Really?
private.
That's fine.
You told me how bad Charlotte is. Come on.
Charlotte would come up and say she had all these problems and she didn't want to deal with people who were on here making fun of her and all this stuff. She was on the edge. You know what I told her? I told her, get
You
the fuck
think I'm
off.
interested in that?
Go
Do you
somewhere
think I'm
else.
interested in that?
You're not my problem. You cannot be a problem to this fucking channel.
And
Do not become a problem here.
So why are you bringing me this?
You're becoming a big problem. A big problem.
In what way?
You are bringing your shit here. You're crying. You're telling everyone you have substance abuse problems. What do you think people are going to do?
No. Tell me what problems I brought here. Come on.
The ones you've told us? You're a closeted
Brian,
homosexual. You got
sure
fucking drug addiction problems. And you're fucking crying on panel.
That's causing Andrew to self-medicate with alcohol.
You also believe
I'm sure
that,
there is.
You also believe what you're told.
I don't know. You tell me. Tell me I'm wrong. Please confront me about this and make me more comfortable about your trolling. Just tell me you're fucking trolling.
I'm not trolling anyone.
Then Michelle, I would get rid of this guy. I'd cut this guy loose right away. This guy is a liability to your show.
If you believe that, David, I really.
First of all, you're a slow talker. You're a slow talker, and all you do is then you start slurring your words. You're bringing nothing to the fucking channel except your
Noodles.
And you don't even want to talk about it. You're being very boring.
Do me a favor.
Well, you're being a pain in the ass, mate.
Excuse me, it's my turn to at least speak for a minute.
Sloma.
Noodles, hear me out. All right. I don't know why Andrew's having these problems. I don't have a clue.
What problems?
Now, Andrew, can talk to me.
See, now there's no problems. Now he's pretending like there's no problems, Michelle. You see what I'm talking about? He's taking up a lot of your fucking airtime on bullshit. He's a troll, Michelle.
You're just using these Michelle times to get your fucking own way. That's all you're doing. And you're doing exactly what you're doing. You're nothing but scum. You're a fucking
times. You're dragging out those S's, dude.
So?
What do you mean, so? You weren't doing that fucking 20 minutes ago.
Ask other
what
people.
changed, Andrew? What changed?
Why you have a go at me? Why you picking on me all of a sudden?
Because, Andrew, I know what you're doing. And what
is that? What am I doing?
You're playing this fucking baby. You're playing this baby just like Charlotte did. Just like Charlotte did. And I'm telling you something right now. You're being as boring as fuck. You're telling us you got these issues, and then you're not, you're not giving us any more. Fuck you.
Why
get lost.
do you have to bring other people into the conversation?
Because I'm giving an explanation. I'm giving an illustration.
It's not an explanation. It's not an illustration either. It's just you using other people to excuse your argument.
Who else am I supposed to bring up that is equally as terrible?
You don't need
as you?
to bring anyone up.
Who
All right, guys,
equally as terrible
stop.
as you?
Enough already. Okay.
I don't know anyone who's equally as terrible as you, Andrew. I'm sorry. Charlotte's the only one.
Michelle, again, if any time this conversation that they don't want to have, they can jump off your panel. This is what a debate is.
I'll let them talk
Noodles
amongst themselves privately. And I'm sure Red will give me a one-to-one. I'm not going to deal with this. I've had enough of this. I've listened to this for 20 minutes. Okay? Noodles and Andrew have a differing of opinions. Okay? Andrew has some personal issues with depression. I don't know what the deals are. I don't have the details. Okay? Andrew knows he can reach out to me. He knows he can reach out to Leo. Okay? But my show, the minute you say the S word on this channel, they're going to strike it. Again.
Michelle, you're still live. You're still live.
Michelle, I have talked about the S word on my channel, and I haven't gotten a strike for it. Well, I think it's when you try to, put your opinion in there and a medical advice. That's when you have a problem. Nobody's trying to do that on your channel.
Right. I know they're not.
So you'll be okay.
But and the fact of the matter is that Noodles partially is kind of acting like the tough cop. You know, he's sitting there, he's saying, be Mr. Macho. You know, I'm sorry, but I understand mental illness very much. Thank you. I happen to suffer from anxiety issues. You're dealing with a person, you know, like Andrews obviously needs care. He needs to contact a doctor. That has nothing to do with me. I can't help that.
But Michelle, I think you're missing the whole point. I think Noodles is trying to tell Andrew, you know, you can't come onto a platform, you know, and he obviously was getting upset, and then he was saying, you know, like, oh, I'm not going to talk about it, where he just completely disrupted your stream because he diverted all the attention to him.
Right.
I think that's
Brian
what
Cadis has nothing
is.
to do with entertainment. If you think a man suffering from some demon in his closet is entertaining,
I don't think that's the entertainment. I think what it is a lot of people may share the same viewpoint as Noodles, and that's what the content is. Noodles is kind of the mouthpiece for a lot of different people. I don't like it either when someone comes up to me and says, oh, I'm so sad, I have a problem. Then you say, hey, what's wrong? I don't want to talk about it. It completely disrupts the whole conversation and the flow. You know, I don't have an issue with Andrew, and he obviously has problems, right? But he's coming to your show, disrupting your panel to gain sympathy and attention. And I'm not saying that Noodles is going about it the right way with being a very aggressive, but he makes a valid point.
I'm not denying it's possible that Andrew's using attention-seeking behavior. I'm sure he is. I have a strong sensation he's using attention-seeking behavior. But what I'm wondering is, and I do have, you know, Andrew's private, you know, Twitter. I mean, I'm going to have to ask him what the hell's going on. Because I want to know. As far as I know, he's still on our Discord too. But I don't think that it's appropriate to have this kind of yelling back and forth. After all, it's called a chill zone. It's not called the scream at each other zone.
Okay, but Michelle, this is life. This is life. This has happened. You're going to get a little bit of drama, and if yelling at Noodles, if Noodles yelling at Andrew brings awareness to the fact that this guy, he has problems, right? Andrew has problems. You know it. I know it. Everything.
Yeah.
And when we come at him with kid-like gloves, obviously he's not getting the help he needs. Maybe he needs someone like Noodles to yell at him and say, look, dude, we can't help you. You obviously have an issue. You need to go and get help. This is important stuff, Michelle. I mean, I know you see it, and it probably, you know, makes you cringe a little bit, but it is important.
I would say a lot more than a little. The fact of the matter is, you know, when I created this channel, it is something where I made a general interest channel. It never was strictly a comedy channel. But yet, you know, the thing is that, yeah, Andrew's is trying to get help, but he's asking for help in the wrong places. That's absolutely a real problem.
If any time Andrew didn't want to discuss any of this, he could have just jumped off the panel.
Or he could have said nothing at all.
Right. He could have said, I'm not talking to you about this or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then if Noodles carried on, then I could understand you being like, okay, Noodles, knock it off. But Andrew's engaging with him. He's telling him, go on, say what you want. This may be exactly what Andrew needs. You don't know that. You know, sometimes people need tough love.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's fine. If they want to talk amongst themselves, I mean, we'll jump back in the panel after the show is over. So if you want to wait until the show's over, I'll put those guys back on after the show's over. Because I don't want somebody, first of all, to think my show is a drama show. First of all, it's not. Although sometimes drama does come part of it. But the thing that bothers me is that, you know, I'm not even sure what my own audience wants anymore. Because sometimes, like when we have a serious show, we do great, we get subscribers, and then, like last night's show, we were up to 1,133. Now we're down to 1,130. Like, what's the problem in the last night's show? We had originally started with 100% likes, and then we got 50% likes.
Okay, Michelle, You're looking at everything the wrong way. Who cares about the 1 or 2 subscribers that are coming and going off of your channel? These are probably troll accounts that YouTube are removing, or people are unsubscribing that don't. I do it every day. I go through my list. I'm like, I don't watch this guy anymore. I unsub from him, not because I have anything with the show. It has nothing to do with their show. I just don't watch them. You're making a mountain out of a molehill. You're still monetized. You're still got your everyday viewers here.
I gotta agree with Brian K on
you're
this
trying
comment
to do.
He said here, you don't know that how hearing about others who are going through the same things you are can help yourself not feel so alone. That's why I think Andrew comes here.
And that's fine, but you're cutting that off from your audience. You're cutting that off from, and that's what I'm trying to say. Andrew's coming here because obviously he's got issues, right? He doesn't want to talk about his issues. There are probably other people in the same boat as Andrew that may need to hear some tough love. They're not as bold as Andrew. They're not as bold to get up on panel and say, hey, I have problems, or, not say it, but obviously he has problems. There could be people watching that, need to hear what Noodles is saying, or what you're saying, or what I'm saying, or what Paul's saying. You don't know that. What you're doing, though, is you're cutting that off from the people. And, if someone is laughing at it, that's not your issue. That's that own person's problem. They have an issue with the fact that they're laughing at somebody in pain. But there are people generally that are like me, that when I see somebody in pain, I want to hear what's going on between this debate between Noodles and him, because that's the only way we're going to get information out of them.
Okay, so what? You want me to put him back on again so we can hear the rest of this?
Yes.
I would say yes, but don't worry about it. Don't don't stress about it.
Like you said, Michelle, this doesn't happen every day, and this is why you need to play it, because this doesn't happen every day, Michelle.
All right, fine. I'll put them back on then, but
content.
Just be aware of how I personally feel about this issue.
Yeah, we get you, Michelle. We get your point.
Okay, join now. Okay, so it's loading up the group. Okay, guys, we're back again. People want to hear more about what's going on. I am still live, yes.
I think Vladimir Putin is not really doing much for me at the moment, Red. I'm going to say.
Doesn't he look like a totally different human being now? Have you ever seen Vladimir Putin like 30 years ago?
The subject is completely
It doesn't look like the same guy.
Very different. He does look very different.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the same guy.
It must have got worked out. We missed it.
So, Red, you are still here. Would you like to text me, type what you are, what I missed, what the channel missed? What did the channel miss?
Did you guys resolve?
Just type it so I don't have to have.
Why don't you just ask them, Noodles and Andrew, have you come to a...
Andrew professed his love for me, and I told him, listen, it's not a big deal.
See, Michelle, you should have left.
Damn it, Michelle.
Yeah.
You live and learn. You live and learn.
Okay.
Sorry, Michelle. Anyway,
well, first thing, I want to make sure everybody on off the panel, those watching the stream later, those watching the stream live, whatever, is if there's something bothering you, I would love to try to help you with it as best I can. But I am not a medical professional, so if it's
there you go.
No, nobody thinks you are.
This channel has the ability to be very beneficial for everybody. I have my own problems too. I have my own little demons in the closet. I've certainly brought my stuff up on the channel enough times. But I don't
Michelle. We all do that.
always know what the best way to handle some of the stuff is either.
Okay. Michelle, I think honesty is the best policy. You gotta be honest.
We've done that already, so you're a bit late. Yeah, honestly, it is the best policy. Absolutely. Yeah.
It is. And I think Andrew knows that he, like he admitted that he's got something going on in his personal life, and I think he knows what he needs to do.
Yeah.
He needs to go to a club. He needs to meet a guy.
I know one thing. Andrew feels comfortable here. That's why he comes here, because he feels comfortable here.
I am really curious about this because I have heard it through the grapevine. I have seen Andrew actually say it, and I don't know if it's true. Are you bisexual, Andrew?
She wants to know
honestly, yes.
Oh, you are? Okay. I'm just curious because I've seen you say it before, and I was like, okay, I don't know if he's trolling or what. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
I was just curious.
I'm mainly lesbian, but I do have some bisexual interests as well. So
I don't know. It's not something you want to like talk about every day. It's something you want to.
But Andrew, you should be comfortable with that. I mean, it's 2022. I know a lot of people who are bisexual, and if somebody judges you for that, then you don't need that person in your life. That's not who you are because of who you love.
It doesn't bother me, but the thing is, it's not as simple as that. It's not as easy that it's like because it really doesn't. It's never been an issue for me in my mind. It's just been an issue for other people, and that's the issues that I face, Well,
and that's what I mean, though, Andrew. If it's an issue for somebody else because of who you choose to love, then you don't need that person in your life. And I'm talking even immediate family. If they don't understand you and they can't be happy for you because you found a man that you're in love with and you're a man, or even if you're in love with a man and a woman and you all adults and you all agree to be in this relationship, then you don't need these people in your life. Be happy with who you are.
I know.
Be happy, be healthy, just like the bee sits with Honey Nut Cheerios. Be happy with yourself. Love the skin you're in.
People who care and love you, Andrew, will never judge you.
I love you. I care about you, Andrew. That's why I help you as best I can. Because I do truly care about my audience.
I know. Thank you, Michelle. I know that.
And I'm wondering if that maybe could be causing some of your internal issues. I just want to say to you, Andrew, that whoever you love, it doesn't matter. It doesn't say what type of person you are. No. It doesn't make you good or bad, but you have to be okay with it yourself,
Well, please,
be okay with it.
Rested Cat's here.
It's not really as in depth as that. Honestly, it's hard to explain this in the depth of 30 seconds, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Rested, I'll get you on camera.
It's just what's happened. Sometimes I hate.
There's people in the chat actually getting turned on about it. Like I said, Andrew, anytime you want to reach out and talk to me, and like I've said before, I can't help you medically. But I can listen to you as a friend and offer you some friendly advice.
Right, and I will talk to you too, Andrew. I will take my time to talk to you also.
No, it's not that. It's just the fact that it's difficult because it's like there's very few people I can talk to about this, and Leo's one of the few people I've ever been able to talk to about things like this because I know she's a genuinely nice person. Michelle, yourself also.
Just playing this.
And it doesn't bother me.
Can I give the audience a headbutt?
But it bothers me when people make horrible stories.
There you go. Christy, say hello to everybody.
Rusty would love her molesting.
But Andrew, it shouldn't bother you what anybody says about you. As long as you're happy, you're not breaking the law, and you're not hurting anybody. Fuck everybody else for what they think. That's the attitude you need to take. Fuck anybody who judges you, because nobody who is judging you is perfect.
It's good for us to smoke, good for us to drink, good for us to shoot up, good for us to fuck.
No, Leo, honestly, I get that.
It's a lovely cat.
Thank you. I'm not worried about that, Leo, honestly. It's just You like to try and build birds. It's hard sometimes.
What was that?
Remix.
Here you go again.
You just went robot like on repeat. That was weird.
Remix.
Michelle, don't worry about it. Everything's fine.
Ed, I see you. Stop pushing the damn call button.
Oh, that's probably why. Okay, we'll get. I'm thinking, Andrew, this might be making you uncomfortable. Okay,
Leo,
Michelle, what do you want to talk about? Let's get off of Andrew for a little while.
I want to talk about Leo. Can I put a subject in the air here?
Sure.
And let's talk about. I don't know.
Ed, trying to send me a
Look,
message.
here's the deal. I am gonna be on drugs tonight.
No, not that subject, Michelle. I don't think that's a good subject.
All right. Well, there's a new proposal for a check for people that works kind
Talk
of
about
weird.
horses.
Anyway, for
Yeah,
this,
I'm trying.
this is a proposal from the government that is for every dollar that the price of oil goes above last year 2019's quota, they're going to tax the difference 50%, and then they're going to give the American people a check for that. All the
give me that check and
population
I'll deal with them later.
will get a check every quarter.
Okay.
For every for 50 cents every dollar that the price of oil goes above the 2019 quota. It's a proposal. I don't know if it's gonna fly, but it's interesting. In other words, the politicians are saying to the speculators, you want to raise the price of oil, then you're going to have to pay 50% tax on that, and that's going to be distributed out to all Americans.
Is this a definite thing, Michelle, or a news article? It makes no sense.
Oh no, I've talked to people too. Oil is going to continuously go up. You know, if you have like gas cans and this and that, I would get them filled. You know, obviously store them in a safe place so you're not, causing a hazard. But yeah, it's going to get rough for a little while.
So many people are probably doing that right now. They're probably filling gallons and gallons and gallons of petrol to get back to their houses and stuff like that. But then I don't think anything like that's going to happen. I'm obviously fingers crossed. You know, that goes without saying. But
well, I mean, you can, and no disrespect to you, Andrew. People will sit there and say, "I don't think anything's going to happen," but it is happening right now. We're already, we're in Russia and Ukraine are at war. You know, whether it's a lot of it is faked or not, but the U.S. is getting involved. A lot of products are becoming, non-existent over here. I'm not sure about in Scotland. Gas prices are rising. There's something happening. We can't deny it that there's something. How bad it gets, nobody will know.
I don't think they'll let it. I pray to God they don't let it go that far.
Yeah, but you don't know. Like tomorrow is never guaranteed.
I know. It's just you can see the prices are rising and everything.
Well,
and
one
even
thing that I will
like,
say, Leo, that is two things that is causing great pains with the price of oil going up is obviously transportation is number one. And number two is we live in a society of plastic. And plastic is made out of petroleum distillates. We can take care of both problems. The second one is easier to deal with right now, is we can start switching containers to other materials besides plastic. The first problem will take a lot longer to do because it involves the transportation and our heating and cooling system needs.
Yeah, but Michelle, what do we use instead of plastic? Because plastic's probably one of the best inventions ever made. We can't really change it that quickly. Because
Yeah, because everything is made of. I kid you
Yeah,
not. I was behind a car the other day, and it was a truck, and their bumper was folded over like aluminum foil. I mean, everything is made so cheaply nowadays. How would you even go about trying to switch to something other than what is available to you?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You don't have the option.
You don't, actually. You don't. We have to wait and see what we can do. But
it's true.
there's no way.
Unless you're a rich person and can hire somebody to make something for you.
Exactly.
Everybody knows it. Everything today
money,
is not
yeah.
made like it was made 50, 60 years ago. Vacuum cleaners, they're good for maybe 1 or 2 years. Back in the day, you could, Michelle, you know this. You have a vacuum that's probably like 20, 30 years old.
Yeah.
It's still working.
Yeah.
Everything nowadays, TV sets, they don't last as long as they used to. Toasters, they don't last as long. Everything nowadays is made to fail because it's cheaply made.
They're not designed to last long. They're designed to be expensive and then last for a certain amount of years, and then you have to replace them. But I don't think many people expected what was coming.
Absolutely true,
maybe
John.
they did, but
if the apartment building was built in modern construction materials, it would have failed.
I think
Andrew, you're a little soft. You're a little soft spoken.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Michelle might have a hard time hearing you.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I was saying, I don't think people are saying, "Oh, this would be terrible for all the price rises on this side of the water and stuff like that." I don't think it will be. I think we will evolve into ways that we can do things again for ourselves, and it might actually teach us a lesson, that we just rely on things like Russian oil or Chinese gas or whatever, anything like that,
Well, that's what it is. The countries nowadays, they're all dependent on import and export. The countries, they don't make, what they could be making. Like one of the things that I discussed with a friend of mine is like, we get a lot of our like cooking oil from Russia. Why aren't we making it here? Why are we exporting it from Russia? I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
It's all deals. It's all about deals. It's all about government investment and stuff like that. It's all about.
Well, a lot of it is tax breaks. A lot of it is tax breaks.
Definitely.
That's why companies have picked up. Remember that whole fiasco? I don't know. Your stream's buffering.
Our panel went down again. Our stream went down again.
We're pretty much.
Oh, you're back. You're back, Michelle.
I think it should still be live now because I caught it before. I don't know.
You're back.
Leo was saying
we are still live. Okay.
Anyway, so we went through pretty much the same sort of things as our parents went through with the Cold War in the 70s and 80s and stuff like that. And but I do think there was a period where things were very material. Like when I say material, like instantly too much material.
And that's exactly right, Marissa. And that's why we have the import and export thing. But I honestly, I don't know, unless somebody can sit me down and explain to me why we can't do this stuff in our own country to be more self-sufficient. That way, then we can, close our borders down when things get rough, and we still have all the products we need, minus a few things, It's just absolutely lunacy to me that we do all this, and a lot of it has to do with saving money for these companies, and some of them you can't fault. They've got to make the money too, so they wanted the cheapest way out, the cheapest way to do this stuff. But I don't know. I think it's un-American. I don't think America is the way it should. It has. I don't think America is now what it was 50, 60 years ago, and even maybe further back, No,
it's definitely not. It's definitely not. And I think it's the same for a lot of countries. And
we've weakened ourselves.
Absolutely, yes. And that's why I always said, I don't understand why. Okay, Donald Trump, actually, he was probably one of my favorite leaders, of any of the Western countries.
Angela.
But I just don't understand I mean, it's nothing against him in general. I don't understand why they always have put these 70 and 80-year-old guys in power.
You know,
Like,
I
you
need
need
to
to
point
have
out
someone
something
that's
when
got
I
a
think
little bit
about
of.
these sanctions that we keep doing. I mean, to countries. It hurts us more than it
Classic
hurts
Michelle,
them.
cut you off.
In the long run, it doesn't hurt them at all. Because what happens is, for example, what we did to Iran, as actually they have become self-sufficient at getting a lot of things done without the help from the outside community. Same thing with Russia, even back when they were the communist country behind the Iron Curtain, they were very self-sufficient, self-reliant. Maybe some countries should put sanctions on us. Maybe we finally will wake up and smell the reality.
They have, Michelle. Trust me on that one. They have, Michelle. Trust me.
But we haven't adapted out. These other countries have adapted to the
We
situations.
don't need to because we've
keep
had
on
it
going,
all
right? Yeah, we keep
easier
we keep sitting there crying, "Oh, we can't get oil from this country. We can't get oil from that one." Well, why do we need to get oil from those countries? We have our own oil.
Yeah, but that can only go so far. I mean, the world should be the whole world. The world should be exchanging with everybody else, no matter what. Because we're all at the end of the day, we're all the same people, we're all the same human beings, we're no better than anyone else, you know, and that's the way it should be. But that's never going to work out like that, you know, because people have got past, they've got histories, they've got possible futures, you know. At the end of the day, you have to think about, there's two things, in my opinion, you have to think about. Number one is the future, and those future are the kids. You know, the kids that we're raising, and hopefully we're making them to think there's a better world out there, not the shit we're living in the last 50, 40, whatever years. Secondly, you need to let them know that there's a better future, like out there. They can go and do anything they want, and there shouldn't be fear of anyone. You shouldn't be scared of anybody. You shouldn't be scared of anybody. You know, like countries threatening to bomb you, stuff like that. It's completely wrong.
And see, I have to disagree with you on that because I have a child who's in elementary school, and the way I see what the school is teaching them and how our society is, they're not teaching them the proper things of, they're becoming desocialized. They don't know how to interact with other children. Like, back in the day, like me and you, Andrew, we'd go outside and play, we'd make friends and this and that. A lot of this has converted over to, whoever makes the decision thinks is important, and we're losing what is important. Where it's everybody's out for themselves now.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
And the education system is a fucking joke.
That's true, though, Michelle. It's true. You need to.
I mean, you work in the service industry. You know what I'm talking about. How many guests have you ever had come into your hotel and didn't even know how to properly be courteous to you? Oh, who the hell is this? Craig Senior's on my phone. Hold a minute. Yes, Craig, we're still live. You want to come on the panel? I'll send you the link.
I don't have that problem easily.
Is this on your own phone?
I feel and what you said that we should teach our kids not to be afraid. I teach my daughter the exact opposite. I teach her be suspicious of everybody. Do not trust anybody because nobody out there. I have seen kids walking alone at 5 years old.
I'll turn my microphone down so you can talk to me privately.
It's very, very difficult. I couldn't even decide what to even say about that because it's a very, very difficult line to talk about because.
And a lot of kids nowadays, they have their face in their phone. They don't know they're not they don't know what's going on around them, and these kids get snapped snatched every freaking day. My kid the other day was saying, "Mom, you're overprotective." No, because I know how the world works. I know when a little kid is walking down the street by themselves, a predator is going to snatch them up. And these kids do not know how to defend themselves. And they don't teach that in school anymore either. They don't teach about stranger danger anymore.
No, they definitely don't. And they should do. They should actually start doing that now, because they should have done it forever, to be honest. But yeah. No, you're right. I mean, it's better to be overprotective than underprotective. Of course it is, especially when it comes to your kids.
But I'm a different type of mom. I do not sugarcoat things for my child. I make her aware of, like, look at this video. This little girl was minding her own business, just walking home from school. She's got her face in her phone, and she was snatched. Never seen again. Who knows what happened to her? Sex slave, murdered, raped, who knows? That will not be my child. That I have made a decision long before I even gave birth to her, that I will teach her to be aware. I will teach her how to defend herself, and I will protect her with my life until I can't protect her anymore. Obviously when she's 18 and an adult. Parents don't do that nowadays. They have children, they send them off and let them raise themselves. And our future is doomed because these kids don't know what they're doing. They don't know the importance and the dangers in the world. They're oblivious.
Well, I'm not going to profess to be some sort of expert on the subject.
Okay, Craig wants to come on and Drew's panel. He had an opinion about what's going on, but that's okay. So let me go ahead. Let me get the link to the panel for Noodles, so Craig can join us.
And that's true too, Marissa. How many children who are molested or physically abused by their own family members, their brothers, their sisters, their parents.
Oh yeah.
It's a disgusting world. And that's why I believe, you need a license to have a dog. Why the hell can anybody have a child?
Too right.
Why?
Too right.
Yeah, this world is also, like I said before Craig called, is we live in an age, or even in the adult world, it's the same way. It's like adults don't even know how to talk to adults at all, even in a commercial business setting.
Yeah, but Michelle, sometimes I don't care about adults. I just care about animals and
their own needs, right?
Honestly, I don't care about how these people.
Because people have lost touch with humanity, Andrew. It's been going downhill for the last 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Every time our technology gets a little bit more advanced, we lose a little bit more humanity. People don't care about each other. People will, back in the day, you broke down, a stranger would stop and help you. They don't do that now. They don't care if you're a pregnant woman who's stranded with 6 little kids. They don't give a fuck. They don't care.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. And that's what we need to get back to. We need to get back to human nature. But people don't understand what that is now. That's the thing. We've went too far. We've went too long without actually teaching about it.
So how do we get people back to being in touch with humanity, though?
Unfortunately, sometimes it will
Michelle, why do you think? Oh, go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead, Andrew.
No, it's okay. No. I'm just going to say.
No, but why do you think, Michelle, that they try to keep us fighting amongst ourselves? Black Lives Matters, all these groups that come in that divert us and keep us separated.
Because they don't want us to look at the wizard behind the curtain, pulling the strings. That's why.
They don't want people to be unified, because everything is stronger in numbers. So the more we lose humanity, the more we rely on technology to tell us what's going on in the world and what to do this and what to do that. Nobody talks to anybody anymore. And you know why? Because if we did, things would start clearing up for other people. And then if some people do talk to each other and express their opinions, nobody listens to each other anymore either.
Oh,
Everybody has
God,
to jump the gun
Leo, honestly,
and say,
it's
"Oh,
scary
you're
to even
racist
do that
because you
now.
believe that." No, you're not
Oh
hearing
my
my side of the
God,
story.
I know.
It's been ingrained in us. It's that we're supposed to be fighting amongst each other.
Well, that's why I think that song by Simon and Garfunkel, in some ways, when that was written, I think it was written before its time, because the fact is, what they were talking about really was social media.
Or
For the
just people
signs,
in
for the
general,
sound
Michelle, because
flashed out
people.
its warnings and the words it was forming.
And that's true too, Marissa. It is. Who can you trust? You don't know who to trust.
Right.
You don't know who to trust. Nowadays, I remember driving with my mom one time. She's like, "Oh my God, there's a pregnant woman walking in the snow." I had my mother in the car. I didn't want to stop. You don't know if this woman's carrying a gun. You don't know if this woman's a drug addict. You don't know.
Right. And that's part of the problem. But if you ever look at the lyrics for the sounds of silence, I mentioned this on the show. It's talking about social media, but when that song was written, it was the mid 1960s. It fits so perfectly in the 2020s.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff, if you look for it, and stuff back in the past that fits perfectly now, because this isn't everybody's first rodeo. History always repeats itself. So what happened back then is happening now, because people are not paying attention to this.
Right, but I don't think
rotation
Rome,
that we're stuck in.
I don't think Rome had Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or Instagram, or YouTube. But yet,
no,
they were having their own insular issues.
Mm-hmm. And it all reverts back to power. How to make they keep us scrambling, trying to make more and more money. You have to work 2 jobs, and you have to stay busy, and you don't have time to sit and socialize with people.
Their technology, their digital drug.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people have cable.
It's just a messed up world we live in.
Bills. That's why people have internet bills. Because they're paying their digital junkie for just to get their high. You think
Leo's
about it.
not racist. That's for one thing. I can assure you that.
No, I'm not racist. My best friend is black. No, I don't judge anybody by their their color, their sex, their religion, or anything. I don't believe in the separation that this world has come to, where there's a lot of people who will judge someone just because they're black. I have no, if you're good to me, I'm good to you. If you're not,
and that's how it should be.
Then I avoid
Absolutely.
you.
It's called human nature, Marissa.
What's left of it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to fix it, Michelle. We're hopefully going to have some left. But don't be too pessimistic.
But that's everybody has to make that personal decision in themselves. This Christmas, I made cookies with my daughter, and I passed them out to my neighbors to get to know them, to let them know, hey, I'm not a scumbag. I'm not a bad person. If you ever need anything, a cup of sugar, somebody to watch your kid, whatever, I want to get to know you, because if I'm in that same boat where I need to run out for an emergency, I want to know my neighbor. I want to be able to knock on their door.
Definitely.
And say, hey, look, I'm in a bind. I need someone to watch my kid, because I don't have anybody around me that would do that. Okay. I made that personal decision to get to know my neighbors.
Yeah. I get that, though.
Well,
I totally get it. Okay. You need to, it's one thing I've saying about before about not talking to neighbors and stuff like that, not talking to people round about me, but it's still nice to have that, if that makes sense. And I totally get what you're saying, Leo. I totally get that.
Yeah. Well, when we were growing up, I don't know how Scotland works. I'm sure it's similar to how we work, but I was in a neighborhood, and it was a huge neighborhood. Everybody knew each other. all families were, friendly with each other. We got together, we did barbecues. We had like social events. I grew up on a beach. So if there was like a
Right.
picnic for the summer, everybody got together. Everybody knew each other. If you needed a babysitter, you could
had
go to your
one. Yeah.
neighbor. It's not like that anymore.
No,
That's a
it's not.
shame. I think it's really sad, to be honest.
Which is kind of sad, but brings up a very valid point.
It is.
Since we've been paying the digital junkie that sells us our internet for our internet fix, what's going to happen when the digital junkie is gone? Sooner or later, the internet and the social digital
Maybe it might
media is
teach us
going to
better,
disappear.
Michelle. Maybe it'll make us better people. I don't know.
But sometimes
Maybe
we
they
don't
don't
even know how to
internet.
talk to our neighbors. I mean,
Well, that's what we're just saying.
And you're always going to run into assholes, Michelle. But don't let that discourage you, because the next person down the road, they could be your lifesaver. If you need to get to the hospital, and you don't have, Krista's not available, maybe your neighbor could take you,
Yeah.
There's always some, Michelle. Don't ever be discouraged by the human race. They're not all that bad. Some of us are, yes, but not. And in real life, we're not all that bad. I'd love to think that anyway. Yeah, people say things about me, something like.
Anyway, Andrew, just real quickly, if you do want to talk about anything personal and you want to discuss with me and Leo in
Michelle,
private,
it was
don't be afraid
something
to do
that
that.
happened. Yeah, thank you. That's okay. Thank you very much for that.
Okay.
It's cool.
Because it's running late. Craig called. He was listening to the show. We're still live. He doesn't particularly like noodles too much. Just leave it at that.
Well,
he doesn't.
That's between them. That's between them, Michelle. I would leave that between them.
Okay.
This
is one of the longest streams, despite the fact that it actually almost came up in a couple parts. We're supposed to have a live show tonight, but I'm going to be honest when I say this. I really don't know what we're going to talk about tonight. I don't have a clue. This afternoon, I was going to play some American Truck Simulator, but there's an interesting issue with the way the screen works. It's designed that when you go into ATS, that it pretty much is going to take the whole screen. Even if I switch to a smaller window, to have a small side screen for the chat going on in that same window is really hard to do to follow the chat while I'm playing the game. I don't want people to think that I don't care about the chat, because I do. But I don't know.
We know you're playing games, Michelle. We knew you're playing Warcraft because you're focused on the screen. So everyone knows that, Michelle. Mm-hmm. And you've put a disclaimer.
You know what happened, Andrew? President Biden was doing the State of the Union, and we wanted to hear, if we were going to go to war. And she was playing her game, and we're like, Michelle, you need to cover this. You need to cover this. But she wasn't seeing, so we were spamming her chat. And I think that upset her a little bit. We understand she's playing the game, but at that one instant, we were trying to get her attention. So, I mean, I think she's a little stuck on that. People get it. We get it, Michelle, that you're playing the game.
Well, you should pay attention to the chat a bit more, though, Michelle. That's why you are streaming, is to, interact with the people, You definitely should, try and interact and check the chat a bit more while you're playing, Michelle, I mean, that's the point of streaming the game, is so you can interact with
can you set it up, Michelle, like where you can hear the chat rather than reading it when you're playing your game?
Oh my God!
I tried that once, and the one problem was someone took advantage of that to make it become more of an annoyance. To have the chat just read a whole bunch of gibberish at me, and then I was like, "This isn't helping me." I need need to really focus on
You
the
need
game.
a second monitor, Michelle. You really need a second
American
monitor.
Truck Simulator, I really got to focus on the game more than ever because I mean,
Michelle, you should have Ed hold your monitor for you while you play, Michelle. You need a second monitor. Have Ed hold your monitor, a second monitor up, Michelle, with your chat on it while you're playing your game, so you can monitor your chat as well as play the
well,
game.
I could put a second monitor on physically. That's not a problem, but space-wise, it's a little bit tight.
Yeah, that's why you have Ed hold it. Just stand there and hold it while you're playing.
And Michelle, if you can't, if you're that absorbed in the game, maybe you shouldn't stream when you're playing that game. Maybe until you get better at that game.
Right.
You know, maybe you shouldn't stream it.
Right.
Or if you do, turn the chat off. You know, if people want to watch you play, they can stick around. But
But then again, people will be saying, "Why is she not letting us talk to Michelle when she's?"
Yeah, I know. But like when I started streaming my games, I didn't do it until I knew what the hell I was doing on that game because I needed to focus on the game.
Right.
Right.
And American Truck Simulator is a game that really requires all eyes on the digital road more than anything. Because remember, I only see a few inches ahead in front of my face. I mean, I can kind of simulate what I'm talking about. For those of you who don't know, let me do that. Let me show you as best I can how small on my desktop I really see. Let's get this on the screen here. So let's go
he's
to.
Just messing. He's just having a laugh.
Let's see, hold on a minute. This is going to be a virtual simulation of what I see. When I say a virtual, I mean literally virtual. Because I mean, this camera's not going to be in focus, but to give you an idea here.
So Michelle, I think you should concentrate on people
I'm looking
like
at the
Craig,
number
who's a really nice
screen.
old person.
This is all I'm really seeing. So if I'm looking at the chat down here, which is
you lost her, Andrew.
If you look over here, okay, I actually got this about the same far away as my eyesight is. So this is what I'm seeing all at once. Maybe a little bit more than that. More like that. Okay? So then I'm still trying to track my cursor, and that still goes all over the friggin' screen like a crazy maniac. There we go. So same thing right now. In this example, I'm focusing on the chat. But that means I can't see you guys down there because I got to focus on the chat up here. And I got to still check that over there.
Okay.
And
so you got like a separate.
So that's the reason why playing American Truck Simulator on the computer is in doing live chat and the computer at the same time would be a colossal nightmare because of that reason that you would be having the don't do that button, and you would be deliberately clicking.
Well, again, Michelle, you're using one monitor. Most people, when they stream, Michelle, when they play a video game, they have more than one monitor. Like they have their phone with the chat on it, or
some people have two monitors.
And nobody streams with one monitor. Like who plays video games? How would you read your chat?
I do.
I used to.
But again, you're on a PlayStation on your TV
Yeah.
with the chat on your TV while you're playing it. Your chat's
Yeah.
You're reading your chat. It's on your screen.
Yeah, but remember, you're not registered blind. When you're registered blind, you're only seeing a very small smidge of data about this.
I am when I drink, Michelle.
And so you have to hop your head all over the place, here, there, everywhere. Then you're back and
that happened to me last night. I'm like, I can't see anything.
But once I get to know the layout, or once I know the program, I can sort of figure it, sort of follow it. Okay. But that takes practice. That's not something you can do easily. Yeah. But as far as the second monitor for chat, because of space constraint, I gotta do another monitor. I come out with a decent amount. But where am I going to put it? Because where my microphone is, then how are you going to hear me? Are we going to put it where the lamp is?
Hey, you don't owe anywhere apology. Just don't be silly. Don't worry about them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Throw it on a spare table or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
There's no room for a spare table.
No. Well, yeah.
Well, did Ed move his stuff out yet?
His stuff is moved out of the way because tomorrow Monday, me and Krista are going to be sorting through the studio room. We're gonna temporarily have to put things in the living room while we organize the closets in the studio, separating Ed's clothes from my stuff. So we can figure out where everything's gonna go.
Well, couldn't you mount another like monitor? I don't know how your computer room's set up. Could you not mount one like on top of one, or?
Let me show you how this setup is live. I've shown it on my videos, but I'll show it in person right now. I'll show it live. So let's go to that one right now. Second USB camera. Why does it show me this? Oh, that's right.
All
right, let me show you. Let me show you this layout here. Okay.
I was talking to my friend last night. I'm like, I gotta.
So this here is the lamp over here. There's the monitor. There's the keyboard. There's the other camera on the wall. There. There's the microphone. Little cat hair. Then you get this wire rack shelf that has
have the cat hair.
An encoder. The desk is really small. The desk is very small. There's my trackball. And that's how this desk is set up, just like that. And it's a very, very compact little layout.
Yeah, but Michelle, you put a shelf on your walker.
Right,
why couldn't you add more table space to your desk?
Right. So that's the mixer board for the sound.
Yeah, forget it.
Yeah, that's an extra microphone. This is the monitor on the desk.
Well, you have to
I'd love to hear that argument. Can you please try and ask her that again? I'd love to hear this argument.
So, Michelle, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, you put a shelf on your walker. Why couldn't you add more table space to your desk?
I could. Theoretically, if I can get a piece of plywood, I could probably bolt something on using shelf brackets on the side of this desk.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Problem solved, Michelle.
They could do that. The only thing is since I do have access to a VESA mount for this monitor, I can mount this monitor with a VESA mount, or I can mount the other monitor over here, but I put it high enough that I can watch the chat.
Yep.
But that will black out the light, which I use as a fill light. So I don't look too... If I turn the light off, to give you an idea what I'm talking about, this is what it would look like without that light on.
What do you mean we wouldn't be able to see you? Is that what you're trying to say?
Switch back to your other screen, Michelle, so we can see what it looks like with the light off. Switch back to your green screen with the light off.
Oh, I will.
Yeah,
sure.
I want to see what that looks like.
Sure.
Let's see if that.
And then turn your light off again.
Right. All right, now turn your light off. Now turn your light off, Michelle.
I just turned it off.
Yeah, you look no different.
Yeah, you're fine.
You literally look no different.
And if you're gaming, Michelle, you don't have to show yourself. People are there to see the game,
Right.
So what if we don't see you?
Right. Well, I mean, like I said, another way I could read the chat is use my phone to read the chat.
Yep.
I think
gotta
one thing
remember to
Michelle
keep up
does
on it,
enjoy
though.
doing.
That's an idea.
Or set up your laptop. Don't you have a mini Mac or something?
I have
that you could just set next to you.
I have a MacBook. Right now, where am I going to set it? Because I got this table full of equipment.
Right.
But like
you could use your walker. Your walker has a shelf on it. Why couldn't you put your walker right next to you, set your MacBook on that, and just use it for the time being? That way you don't have to keep it up. It doesn't have to stay there.
Well, they do have something that we could use, as I still got a small Samsung 4x3 monitor of about 17-inch. I can mount it to the pole that this desk is sitting on, and then if I'm going to do that, I can mount it right over by the lamp, like I said, but it'll probably black the light.
That's my point. Was saying earlier on, like people would say to Michelle, "Did you get some sort of like dafty or idiot coming into the troll chat, whatever chat it is, and they say, "Oh, Michelle, you can go outside, yet you can still do this, that, this, and the next thing," and she can't win either way, But then a lot of that's up to Michelle as well, and it's down to probably the situation she has with.
I mean, there's an example of another person there's a few registered blind people that are on YouTube, and they all have different setups for the layouts. Most of them do not have dual monitors. Because they can't see the second monitor while they're looking at the first monitor.
I'd love to have a second one myself.
Okay. So, I mean, the other thing I can do is I can do window switching using the Mac, holding down the Apple key, and then press the tab and switch between windows. That I do once in a while because it makes it easier. So if I set American Trucker to full screen, I can't do that. But if I switch it to windowed mode at 1920 by 1080, yes, I can. Yeah. And then I can actually jump back and forth between the different modes. But like Leo said, it would make sense right now to just videotape it because it's going to be easier to follow the show if it's taped.
She's right.
Somebody's dinging me. Oh, hold on a minute. Let me get over to that piano.
Those damn dingers.
Your father's thing, Michelle.
It's red, I think. Noodles.
We got a phone call, Michelle? Are we taking calls? Go ahead, caller. You're on the air. I don't hear him, Michelle.
Well, they're not taking phone calls. The phone call number's not even on the screen.
Oh, I thought you said someone's ringing in. I got excited. I'm sorry, Michelle.
Okay. Well, anyway, that's pretty much tonight's show will be at 7 o'clock, as I said. Is me and Krista on Monday, we're going to organize the studio. We'll temporarily put the other lights, the other table in the other room, so we can organize the closet and get that stuff sorted out. Because we got stuff here that really needs to go somewhere else. This is just taking up too much space. Right now, Ed can't move anything into the storefront until Jimmy gives him the key. He doesn't have the key yet. So a lot of stuff that he wants to put in storage at the storefront, he can't until Jimmy gives him the key. Then that probably won't be until the 3rd of the month of April when he gets paid.
Yeah, that's not your problem, Michelle.
And that's not my problem. I just have to make space for here to avoid basically having a traffic hazard.
Yeah, I suppose.
Again, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Right now, they got, let me show you. This is what we have to deal with right now. Okay, oops, I'm on the wrong camera. Hold on a minute here. Let me go over to the other webcam. Oh, wait, I can show you the other camera, too. Give me a minute here. Let's hope I don't yank the USB plug out of the computer. There we go. Here we have the problem right there. You got everything there. There's the lights. I can put those in the other room for now. The desk, the bags of, religious material. The closet is full of stuff that has to be sorted and gone through.
So why do you have so much religious material? You're gonna start a church? Are you starting a church, Michelle?
Oh, what?
Why do you have all that religious material? Are you gonna be starting a church?
Well, I mean, I do a lot of spirit, stuff with candles and things.
Like burn the religious material?
Not really, but
burn it?
Candles in a sense is kind of religious material, believe it or not.
Oh.
Yeah, it is. So, that's the reason why I gotta keep an eye on things.
I bother with some people sometimes. I really don't.
Michelle, have you ever read a satanic Bible before?
I'm sure I got more stuff that can go in the tip. I've got a feeling I'm gonna be putting more stuff, in the tip. But Ed's he wants to open up a retro trade in Slacker store. So he wants to go get a taxpayer identification number for the state of Connecticut for taxes, for collecting sales tax.
Yeah, with his location there in Winstead, Michelle, in a leaning apartment building, I'm sure his business is going to thrive.
It's a regular commercial. It's a regular commercial storefront.
I'm sure he's going to have like a great slogan and a catchy name. I'm sure his business will thrive.
I think he can do it. I think he can be successful.
Yeah,
it's right on Main
100%.
Street.
100%.
It's right across the street from the old Cumberland Farms.
Yeah, it's a good location.
The location is pretty good for that because there is no retro hobby shop in Winstead.
Ed's a pretty personable person. You know, he's got charisma. He's gonna do well. He's gonna do well. I feel he should wear like a conductor's hat while he's conducting business.
John,
you know,
I
dress
have
up in an
no
outfit.
idea. No, I don't think so.
Just give the aesthetic, Michelle, of the trains. I believe would help business out. Or maybe dress up like a pirate every day.
I think most likely what's going to happen is he's going to still be up here a lot of the time.
Oh yeah,
he
100%.
certainly will be sleeping up here, but then he will be doing his sales, puttering around his shop downstairs. But still, we'll be seeing less of him because he'll be spending more time doing sales and trying to starting his business. Him and Stan CT are already talking about it, seeing about working together to try to get that set up with a sole proprietorship or maybe even a partnership.
Can you make sure you promote it, Michelle?
You mean he's talking to Stan about it? Not that Stan's gonna work with him.
Right, he's talking to Stan about it. Yeah.
Make sure you promote the show.
I don't know if Stan's going to jump in on the deal or not, but that's...
Yeah, it's highly doubtful.
Let us know the business number when Ed gets a number and the you know, all the information, Michelle. We'll start buying up trains.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now it's going to be more like dependent on foot traffic more than anything because the cost of shipping is too high for him to go through on eBay because then you have to use AdSense. AdSense will not work with debit cards for some reason unless they're connected to a checking account. And
maybe he can buy some advertising on jenkumworld.com.
Where's that? What is that site? I never heard of that one.
It's a good website. It's just a website, informational website. Or just anywhere on the internet. Maybe Facebook. It doesn't really matter. Maybe you can just advertise on the internet.
I don't know what a glory, guys. I don't know what a glory hole is. Does anybody? I don't know.
Michelle.
Sounds like a geyser, Michelle. Maybe like a geyser.
Like a cave.
Old Faithful, glory hole.
A man cave.
God damn it! I had a question and I lost it now because of the glory hole. Fuck.
Well, yeah, Winston is a sleepy town. Okay. It's a small suburban / rural environment. Seems surprising we even have natural gas here, considering it's so small. But, Red, I didn't ignore your question. Let's see, what was your question? So what was the whole point of this? Well, he wants to have a place where he can sell his trains and get them out of my way and keep them stored away, tucked away in a way that he can actually combine storage with his ability to sell train stuff. And I think that's fine. I wish him luck with it. I think it will work. But it's good. I told him, I said, honestly, Ed, the first year of the business, you're not going to make much money. Because most businesses don't make a profit within the first year.
Is that going to get a business license?
I was just going to ask that.
What if the PD come and shake him down, Michelle? Someone, anonymously reports him. They come shake him down for his business license. What's that going to do?
I don't know if he needs a business license for the kind of business, a hobby shop. That's where he needs to talk to the various people to get his tax ID for the state of Connecticut for sales tax, because he has to collect sales tax.
So you better get everything on the up and up.
Yeah, he has to do it right on the up and up. Absolutely. Yeah.
It'd be a shame if someone reported him or something.
He's going to be an official bona fide brick and mortar, so he's going to have an official paperwork.
Yeah.
What's the whole point in moving is so that Ed would have more breathing space to do his things. And that's the whole point.
Michelle. Michelle, what is the first thing you're going to do when Ed's gone? And sprawl out on the couch.
Probably sprawl out on the couch, do a few videos on the couch, and of course playing some records privately amongst me and let me listen to some music. I haven't really done that in a while.
There you go.
In private. I mean, we've done it on the Silvermoon radio, but we haven't done it in private. Because,
Get
and
the
also,
animals on the
that's
side.
where I actually start working on my weight. Because, like a lot of people with my disability, we like to sway back and forth to the tunes. So that helps our hips. That helps us to get the music in, to help build up our leg muscles and our hip muscles and our abdominals. So that's a good thing. Think of it as high-speed push-ups.
Rocking?
Or sit-ups. Very high speed. So that's one of the reasons why I need that time to myself, because my mom used to make fun of me doing it as a kid. So when she did that, I said, I'm not doing this in public anymore. I'm not doing this in my living room anymore where anyone else can see me. So I keep it completely off camera because of that reason. But that really hurts my body because my body was used to doing it as exercise every day, and I'm not doing that anymore. So my abdominals are weakened because of that reason. So I really need to get back to doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. Michelle Ray is asking a serious question. Says, "You're not reading the other questions. Red, I'm trying to read as many as I can. He's not supposed to sleep in apartment." Yeah, I know. Jimmy said he did have access to a bedroom as well in his own apartment. So the question is, we don't know what Jimmy's up to because Jimmy hasn't talked to Ed since about a week. We don't know what his plans are. We don't know if Jimmy changed his mind because Jimmy likes his privacy too. So I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't have a clear idea how that's gonna work. So yeah. Yeah, so it's asking, and he's asked Stan if he can give him some ideas where to start on the legal level, which is fine. At least he's taking the initiative to ask the questions. How do I do this the proper way to avoid any kind of liabilities or fines or, that's an essential case you need to know.
Good shout.
What?
I'll jump off here and get some stuff done. But did you say you were going to do a night show tonight? Correct? You going to do one tonight, or try and get one in tonight?
Yeah, we're gonna try to get a night show in tonight.
All right, sounds good. Well, I wish you guys a good afternoon.
Yeah, it's getting
with whatever
late.
You do with it, and we'll probably maybe catch you on later on tonight.
So, guys, I'm gonna let everybody go. I'm gonna keep the panels up. I'm gonna talk to the panel after the show is over. But for now, I want to say, everybody in the audience, thank you for watching the show, and I will talk to you guys tonight at 7 o'clock, okay?